The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey guys, how we doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me okay? Stick your hands up if you guys can hear me. Everybody got me? Okay, I see a couple hands there. All right, you guys got me. Awesome. Good deal. Well, welcome tonight, guys. So excited. My name is Mark Harbert. For those of you that don't know me, I am an L4 leader inside of My Lead System Pro. I am on the executive mastermind team, and I am pumped to be here tonight. And what we are going to do is we're going to get into this my favorite topic. We're going to talk about some good mindset stuff. And I am excited because really this is my favorite subject. And it's taking responsibility, okay? And this is the foundation of real success. So first off, I want you guys to tell me, are you excited to hear some good stuff tonight? I want you to stick your hand up if you're excited. What I'm looking for here is I want you guys to really come away from this webinar feeling like you got something good. I don't want this just to be your typical webinar. I want you to be pumped up. I want you to be excited after this, okay? So let's get excited. Is everybody ready to go? Ready to rock and roll? Hands up. Let's see some more hands. Okay, I got some going up. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're going to get into this topic again. This is really, like I said, my favorite topic. This is the one thing that really helped me to have a breakthrough in my business. You know, that really helped me to get to a point where I could actually start to see some success in my business. And I really think if you take some of the concepts I'm going to share, and I'm going to get a little, on the freestyle tonight. I haven't scripted much of this. I've got it in a slide for you, but I really want you to take it to heart and just know that what I'm going to share with you here is not meant to make you feel bad. It's not meant to get you upset. It's meant to help you get over some of the humps that you might be having in your business. Because time and time again, especially with the fact that, being in My Lead System Pro and with the success that I've had over the last number of months, I usually typically consistently bring in about 45 to 50 people a month inside of My Lead System Pro. And what's unique about that is that when you can bring in a lot of people, okay, when you recruit a lot of people into whether it's your business opportunity or My Lead System Pro, what it does is it really magnifies for you the behavior patterns of people, okay, and you get to see it from a magnified point of view. And over the last number of months, about 6 months, I have brought in a total of about 340 people into My Lead System Pro. So through that time, I've been able to really see on a grand scale some of the problems that people have and what causes them to trip up in their business, okay? And because of that, I've been able to really grab some really, really good nuggets. So personal responsibility, taking responsibility, the foundation of real success. So before we get into it, I do want to share my story a little bit. I am a husband to an awesome wife. Absolutely, my wife is my best friend. She's awesome. We've been married for working on 10 years now. And I absolutely, like I said, she's my best friend, and we just have a lot of fun together. I'm a father to an incredible little girl. She's 6 years old. We just have one little girl, and she is awesome. She is just got a ton of energy. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. I have tried everything from greeting card businesses to website design to making T-shirts and selling them on the internet to network marketing and internet marketing. It wasn't until I found my niche in network marketing that I really found out what I loved to do, that I'm really passionate about this industry, and I absolutely love it. So I live in Concepcion, Chile. Right now, that's where I'm coming to you from my home office in South America, in beautiful Concepcion, Chile. I absolutely love it here. Beautiful country. I've been living here for almost 3 years now, and I absolutely love it. Again, I'm an L4 leader inside of My Lead System Pro, and I am on the executive mastermind team in My Lead System Pro, which is made up of the top 5 people in MLSP. So here we go. Our goal tonight, guys, is to clearly set the foundations for success and happiness in business and in life, okay? My goal is to help you to eliminate blame from your vocabulary so you can actually move forward, okay? And what I want to do in the end is I'm gonna take some questions, and we'll get on the fan page, and I want to answer your questions. I really want to help you guys have a breakthrough, okay? Because this is very, very important to the success of your business, okay? And my goal for you is to take control of your circumstances and stop letting your circumstances control you, okay? So taking control, let's talk about that for a second, okay? This is what taking control is. It means taking responsibility for each and every action, decision, and result that happens in your life, whether you caused it or didn't cause it. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, why would I want to take responsibility for something if I actually didn't cause it? Okay. Now, let me make a distinction here, is that you can't necessarily control everything that happens to you in your life or in your business. Okay? But you can control how you react to it. Okay? You can control how it affects you. Okay? That's the thing you have control of. Now, too many people get into what I call the blame game. Okay? And the blame game is putting the responsibility on somebody else other than you. Okay? And you take control by not playing the blame game. Okay? You take control by realizing that every result you receive is because of actions you've taken. Okay? Now, a big thing with this is that our actions determine the results that we get. Okay? And that all starts with how we think. And, maybe I'm not telling you guys anything different that you haven't heard before. I'm sure some of you guys have heard this on many occasions. But the truth of the matter is that what you think comes and manifests itself in your actions, which then in turn give you results, or manifests what I call fruit. And that's what comes forth in your life. So realizing that every result you receive is because of the actions you've taken is very, very important. Okay, how to take control by designing your own life irrespective of your circumstances and outside influences. You see, ultimately, guys, your life, your business is yours. Okay, it's yours. It's nobody else's. It's not your sponsor's business. It's not anybody in your upline or your downline. It's yours, and it's yours to take control of. You have to adopt the attitude of, if it's to be, it's up to me. Okay? So where does the blame game come from? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I want to see here, raise your hand, okay, if you like to be wrong, okay? If you like to be wrong, raise your hand. Yeah, not one hand is going up. Okay? If you like to be right, raise your hand. Okay, I see hands going up. Just a couple. So come on, guys. If you like to be right, raise your hand. I want to see everybody going up here. Okay, good. A couple more. Come on, Jeff Atherton. I see you in there, buddy. Raise your hand. All right, cool. More hands are going up. Good. So here's the thing. We all want to be right, guys. We all want to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong. But the truth of the matter is, we have to be willing to admit when we're wrong. Okay? And there's no shame in admitting that you're wrong. And if you look here at this point, it's only our own ego that keeps us from taking responsibility. And the truth of the matter is our egos keep us from doing a lot of things that we could, if we would just put our egos aside and accept responsibility. And I have the privilege of actually being a counselor for many people when it comes to in their marriage relationships. Okay, my wife and I have a fantastic marriage. We do some work in our ministry down here, and I get the opportunity to really counsel people that are having rough times in their marriages. And to me, that's a great privilege. I mean, I don't take that lightly. I think that's a it's a very big responsibility. But one of the things that I see that causes people to really struggle in their relationships is not taking responsibility. Not willing to step back and take a look at what they have done and take responsibility for their actions. And that is the biggest thing that really holds people back. And I'm going to get into and I'm going to show you exactly why it holds you back here in just a second, and why, if you don't begin to make those changes, why it will continue to hold you back, especially in your business. Okay, so here, if we've all had those internal arguments with ourselves. Okay, if you've ever had like an internal argument with yourself where you're trying to, something happens and inside your mind you're trying to figure out how to justify it. What? Yeah, but she did that and he did that, and that wasn't my fault. If you've gone through that, just raise your hand for me. Okay, if you've had those internal arguments, raise your hand. I'm not going to call out anybody's name, so just raise your hand. Okay, so I see a couple going on here. Nobody else? We got a couple. Okay, good. More hands coming up. So we all have those arguments that go on in our head. And it's those times when we feel kind of, like, well, I didn't do anything wrong. It was their fault. And the reason being is that we're trying to find, we don't feel confident. And that's what happens is we tend to blame when we don't feel confident. Okay. And it's maybe we don't have the knowledge or whatever. And we tend to, as humans, want to look to blame somebody else for our maybe lack of success, or maybe a relationship went bad, or whatever it may be. But we tend to look outside of ourselves rather than where we should. And this is key right here, because your best friend is the mirror, okay? And I say your best friend is the mirror because you got to be willing to look in the mirror at yourself and say, you know what? Where is it that I'm missing the boat? Where is it that I'm falling short? And where is it that I can improve and get better so that I can, take my business to the next level, or I can take, my personal relationships to the next level? Guys, we don't realize how much of an effect our thinking has on the success of our business and our life. Our thinking is everything. Okay, it means everything. Everything you do, everything you come in contact with on a daily basis is all surrounded by your thoughts. You think. Every action, every fruit that manifests in your life is based upon a thought, an initial thought. And that thought ends up becoming a bigger thought, which in turn becomes something that becomes part of your subconscious mind. And then you end up just doing it and manifesting those results. And people have a hard time sometimes wrapping their brain around that concept. But what you think determines what you are, okay? And so taking responsibility is very key. So your best friend is the mirror, and looking in the mirror at yourself, okay? So here's the thing. Why is it important to take personal responsibility, okay? And why? Because if you don't take responsibility, you give control over to someone or whoops, let's go back here. Let me get over to my slide. Sorry about that. One second. All right, so you give control over to someone or something and make that the determining factor for your success. Okay, let me give you an example, okay? In your business, when you play the blame game, or you blame your sponsor for your lack of success, you have given over control. Okay. Now I'm gonna call somebody out, not by name, but just recently we had the Live the Dream event, and incredible event. Had an awesome time. Absolutely loved it. And I was sitting there with my business partner, and we had somebody that sat with us in the VIP Elite. And this young gentleman, great guy, excited. And one of the things he said was, can we switch sponsors in MLSP? Because honestly, my sponsor hasn't done anything for me. And right away, I had this thing in my mind and just threw up a massive red flag and said, oh boy, this is definitely somebody that's got personal responsibility issues. Because here's the deal. some people may disagree with me on this, but really the choice of sponsor, I think, is about 10% of your overall success. Okay, I think it's about 10%. Okay, and the reason being is because ultimately your success is decided by you. You decide. You decide whether you want to be successful or not. You decide whether you're going to put the time in, the training. Your sponsor is only there to provide some direction, to provide some support, but ultimately your success is up to you. It's your responsibility. It's not your sponsor's job to build your business. It's your job. And it's not your job to build your downline's business, okay? The ultimate goal is you're here and you're looking for leaders. You're looking for people that are willing to take responsibility. You're looking for people who are ready to raise their hand and say, I am the one that decides my circumstances. I am the one that takes control over my circumstances, and I don't let my circumstances control me. Okay? So ultimately, it's important to understand that, okay? You no longer have the ability to succeed on your team, on your terms, because it's dependent upon whether your sponsor does something or not, okay? Now, here's the key. If you give over that power, okay, and you say, I can't succeed because my sponsor doesn't do anything for me, what you have literally done is you have passed off your power to someone else, namely your sponsor. And basically what you've said is, I can't succeed unless my sponsor does something for me, okay? And that is not where you want to be. Giving over your power is not where you want to be in your life. You want to have control over your life. You see, you want to have control over your circumstances. And too many people spend too much time looking to play the blame game on somebody else when their business does not succeed, okay? And I can speak about this, guys, with full authority as far as I'm concerned, because I was in that boat for many, many years. I played the blame game. I specifically remember one time telling a guy, I was at a meeting, I was at a weekly training for my network marketing company at the time, and I remember saying, my sponsor sucks, she doesn't do anything for me, and blah, 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 and I remember just placing all this blame on my sponsor, and it was me that was not doing the work. I wasn't being consistent, and yet I wanted to place blame on somebody other than me because it's not fun. It's not fun to sit there and look at yourself and decide, what it is, and take a real deep, hard look at yourself and decide where you're not doing something correct. And it's not fun. But you know what? The thing about it is you don't have to feel bad about all those past things. I mean, you don't. I mean, the past is the past. There's nothing you can do about it. It's gone. It's in the past. No matter how hard you lament or you're sorrowful over the past, you can never change it. You can't ever change it. But you can do something about it right now. You can make a change right now. You can decide tonight on this webinar that I am taking responsibility for my life and my business from this point forward. That's the decision that you can make. And I'm telling you, if you have not made that decision yet, to decide that my business is up to me, it's going to succeed or fail because of me. If you have not made that decision, I implore you tonight, before you get off this webinar, to say to yourself, I'm going to take responsibility for my business. Because if you take that step and you make that decision that I'm not going to blame anybody, I'm not going to blame MLSP. If you just got started in MLSP and this is your first time ever hearing about taking personal responsibility, welcome. Welcome to the club. This is if you made that decision to take personal responsibility, it's very, very powerful, very powerful. It's very liberating. It's very freeing in your mind, and it can do a lot for you. So let's move on here to the next slide. The benefits of taking personal responsibility. Increased joy in life. Oh man, I can't even begin to tell you how much freedom comes when you take responsibility. Your life is not playing the blame game, okay? You can get increased results in your business because you're not waiting around for somebody to do it for you, okay? You're taking the initiative and taking the action. You control your circumstances. Okay. And what do I mean by controlling your circumstances? Okay. We can't always control what happens to us. Okay. We can't always control that. Things happen on a daily basis. But what we do control is we control how it affects us. Okay. That's where we have the real control. So if something comes at you that's very negative, you can make the decision of whether or not that negativity is going to affect you in a negative way, or you can take it and choose to turn it into a positive. It's very simple. I mean, it's very simple, but many people miss it. It's like if someone says something bad to me and it's very attacking toward me, I can make that decision. Well, I don't care what they say. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm a big video marketer. Maybe some of you guys know that. And I put out videos out there all the time and on YouTube, and I get so many negative comments you wouldn't even believe. Some of them are just downright nasty. And I can choose to let those negative comments on my videos sway me. I can choose to let them bother me. I can choose to let them get into my inner thoughts, my inner thinking, my life, and really affect me in a very negative way. Or I can make the decision to say, you know what, I don't care what they say. I know who I am, and I'm moving forward. I'm building my business. I am building my legacy. I'm building my freedom. And so you can make that choice to not let the negatives of the world drag you down. Because guys, I don't need to tell you to turn on the news and just take a look and see what kind of negativity is out there. I mean, my gosh, there's so much negativity going on in the world, And, going to Live the Dream here, a week and a half ago, my gosh, man, it was one of the most uplifting, positive events I've been to in a long time, a long time. And it was awesome. I came away from that weekend just totally pumped up about my business, about, a lot of things. So it plays a big role on how you handle information when it comes to you. Okay, you choose. Remember, you choose how that information affects you. Okay, you choose. So the benefits of taking responsibility is you are now in charge. When you put you draw a line in the sand, and you say, if it's to be, it's up to me. My business will succeed because I choose to make it succeed. You have just begun the path to success. Okay, you have just set the strong foundation of success. And I made this decision. I made this decision a few years ago. Okay, even going through some of the negatives that I had to go through, I did make that decision. And it wasn't easy. I made the decision, and I still had to go through a lot of challenges that challenged that decision that I made. And many of you may or may not know this, but my story is really I was a downsized corporate sales guy. I had a house in Southern California. I had 2 cars. I lived in a beautiful neighborhood. And I got downsized, and because of that, I lost my house. I lost my 2 cars. My wife and I had to sell off everything. Very, very negative time in my life. But in the end, you know what I did? I took that negative, and what I did was I made it a positive. And I said to myself, I don't have my house anymore. I don't have my cars. I don't have, financial stability by any means. But you know what? I'm going to sell off the rest of all I have, and I'm going to release all the negatives that are attached to all that stuff in my mind, and I'm going to do nothing but move forward. From that day forward, I made that decision. I never looked back at the fact that I didn't have my house anymore. I didn't look back that I didn't have our 2 cars anymore. And I made that decision. I've never looked back, and I never regret doing that whatsoever, because my wife and I now, we live a totally different lifestyle. We live on an all-cash basis. I mean, it's amazing what can really turn around for you when you take a stand in your life and decide to take responsibility. Now, it wasn't, I did have some challenges through that time. There's no doubt. My resolve on my decision was challenged many times. When I was failing in my business, when I wasn't having the results that everybody was telling me I could have, I was challenged to get mad at people, but I decided to continue to step up and take those results or take those actions that were, necessary. And I never quit. I just hung in there. So here is one of the huge benefits of taking responsibility. Your life becomes yours again. Okay? Remember, when you pass off responsibility onto someone else, you literally hand over your power to that person. Okay? You hand over your power. I can't succeed unless my sponsor builds my business for me. I can't succeed because I don't think these products are the best, or I can't succeed because of this or that. And it's everything else but where it should be, and that's on you. So you want your life to be yours. We're here to own our life, guys. And your probability of success goes way up when you accept personal responsibility. So how to eliminate blame? This is a big one here. Be aware of what you're thinking, okay? And now I'm not suggesting that, you have to evaluate every little single thought that comes into your mind. As you kind of mature and understanding this topic, I guess, when you get to a point, you tend to be more aware of what you're thinking, even down to the individual thoughts. I mean, I'm kind of at that way in my mind right now, but you always want to be aware of what you're thinking, and if you're in a situation and you feel like you're frustrated, ask yourself, who am I putting responsibility on? Is it my issue? And more than likely, guys, I hate to say this, but it is probably your issue. Especially when it comes to something like My Lead System Pro. I mean, guys, there are so many success stories in My Lead System Pro. I mean, it is just so many. Some of the biggest leaders in our industry have come out of this community. And it always cracks me up when I have somebody say, this system doesn't work. I'm like, are you nuts? I mean, this system has changed my life. I mean, it has. I mean, guys, I have never made so much money in my entire life. I mean, in my own business. It's been amazing. And I owe it to My Lead System Pro. So when people tell me it doesn't work, I know it works. I know with full conviction. You could probably hear it in my voice right now as we're speaking. So I know. And so always be aware of what's going on in your mind. That's a big thing, okay? Never blame anyone for your circumstances. Eliminate the excuses and use that as fuel, okay? And let me explain that here for a second too. A lot of times I've actually heard people say, you know what, I can't do this anymore because I don't have the time. Well, here's the thing. Really what that is what they're saying is, I don't have the time to pursue my dream anymore. Okay? I don't have the time. And what they're saying is they're putting it onto something else. I know a gentleman, and he's one of my signups in MLSP, an awesome gentleman. And you know what? I'm just going to say his name. I don't know if he's on here or not. I'll see. But he's such an inspiration to me. His name is Robin Mack. And Robin is a very, very busy guy, okay? He has so much going on. He works a very full schedule, and he has very, very little time. And I actually had a good conversation with him today. And he is so committed to making this work. And he's committed to finding those little, time slots where he can build his business and get it going. And that to me is somebody who is not willing to accept excuses. It's somebody who's not willing to let their circumstances dictate their outcome. Okay? And really what you should do is say, I don't have the time. That's why I'm doing this business. It's just a little shift in thinking, And so if you say to yourself, you know what, I just don't have the time to do this, shift your thinking a little bit and say, I'm doing this because I don't have the time. That's why I'm doing this. So now I need to find those little slots of time so that I can do it and I can get to where I want. You may hear somebody say, MLSP is just too confusing. There's too much information back there. To me, that's an excuse. It's an excuse because we don't want to take responsibility. And I hear these excuses a lot. And, I don't judge. I'm not a judgeful person. But I am smart enough to realize when someone's not taking personal responsibility. And I realize that personal responsibility is the most freeing thing that you can do for yourself. So use those excuses as fuel to move you forward, okay? Never point fingers for the past, learn from it, and only look to the future, okay? Like I said before, guys, the past is the past. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is move forward. That's all you can do. You can't do anything with the past. You learn from it and move forward, okay? So the person that controls your future is you. You control your future, guys. It's up to you. It's up to you and nobody else. When leaders come out and talk about how what you read, what you listen to, who you associate with makes all the difference in the world. Listen, you should listen to that because that makes a difference on how you think. It really does play into the type of person that you are, or the type of person that you become. And so, like this event that we were just at with Live the Dream, I mean, phenomenal stuff. I mean, oh my gosh, I came out of that a better person. I came out of that learning so much more about people and connecting with people and making, awesome connections with people that will have a lifelong impact on my business. I'm so grateful for it. And but I know that if I wouldn't have made that decision to take personal responsibility a few years ago, I would not be sitting here on this webinar with you right now. I would not be sitting here at the L4 leadership level inside of My Lead System Pro if I would not have made that decision to take responsibility. And guys, I'm just a normal guy. I'm just a normal guy who had a dream, who wanted to achieve it. And I feel like I'm really living my dream right now. I really do. I feel like I'm living a very fulfilled life, and I'm extremely grateful for it. And I want that same for you. I want that same for you, but it starts with taking personal responsibility. Okay? So, guys, what I want to do is let's take some questions. Okay? I'm going to take a look here. 1 second. I hope you guys got something out of that. If raise your hand real quick if you guys got something out of it. Did some of this make sense to you? Stick up your hands there, guys. Okay, there's a couple going up. A couple of you guys sleeping on here? Okay, good. There's more going up. Good. Awesome. Okay. Let me take a quick look here at some of these questions. Jeff Atherton, you crack me up, man. Okay, guys, let's head on over. I do want to answer some questions for you. What do you guys think about this? Give me your thoughts. Tell me what you think about this. Is this important? Do you guys think this is important? Let's go over here. And do you think this is important stuff to your business? Do you think it makes a difference in whether you succeed or fail? Let's take some questions here. Hit me, guys. Ask me anything you want. I'm here. Guys, I want you to leave this thing tonight. And I want you to say, I'm ready to kick some serious ass. That's what I'm ready. I'm ready to hear that. I want to see more people succeeding in this industry. I really have a passion for this. I really do. I want to see more of you guys succeeding. And, the truth of the matter is I have a great privilege, okay? And I don't take it for granted. I'm a stay-at-home father. My wife is a stay-at-home mother, okay? We are here with our daughter all the time. When my daughter gets home from school, I'm here to greet her. When my wife is here when my daughter gets home from school. It's an awesome privilege, and I want to bring more people along for the journey because I know there's many of you out there that want to experience that, and I want to help you get there. So let's see. Crisscross Marketing Pros, awesome. What was your aha moment at LTD3? Well, let's see. There was a lot of stuff there for sure. I think for me, honestly, one of the things that really, really made a big difference for me was the connections. I loved all the stuff people shared from stage. Awesome, incredible stuff. But man, the connections and the associations that were made at that event, incredible. Incredible. I mean, I had some of the most incredible conversations with Brian Finale and Norbert Orlowitz and Roxana and so many other leaders in MLSP. Those were some of the most aha moments for me. Connecting with people, hearing other people's successes, networking, and finding out just incredible stuff. So, oh, thanks, Rich. Okay, yep. The person that controls your future is you. That is so dead on, guys. And the truth is, you know, here we are. We're in this big election cycle. There's an election getting ready to go on, and everybody's up in arms and, about one president or the other. And the truth of the matter is, guys, you control your future. No guy in the White House is going to control your future. It's you. It's you that makes the difference, okay? It starts with you, and it starts in your house, in your brain, in your life. It starts with you. That's where the real change is going to happen. Jim Rohn used to share it. If things are going to change, then I have to change. That's where you have to adopt that, okay? Jeff is asking, what is your daily personal development plan? What I do is I get up in the morning and do my morning thing, and I come and I sit down and sometimes I'll do some exercise in the morning or whatever, and then I get into my office and I will usually sit down and go through some personal development stuff for maybe about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. I mean, really the reality of it is, guys, is that if you commit to some personal development, like 15 minutes a day, okay, read a book, listen to an audio, do something like that, you wouldn't believe the amount of change that'll happen in your life, okay, over a 1 year period. Let's think about this. If you did 15 minutes every single day of personal development for a full year, that's 5,475 minutes that you will have accumulated in a year's time of filling your brain with positive things. You wouldn't believe how much effect it has on us by watching the news. I mean, I once had a mentor of mine tell me that, if you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out, and it's very hard for me to watch the news. It's just very hard. I remember, not too long ago, I actually sat down and watched about 45 minutes to an hour's worth of news, and I felt like I had to take a shower afterwards. I mean, that's how nasty I felt, because I'm just so used to filling my brain with positive, uplifting things. And then to go and, dump some negative in there was like, it was like dumping a bucket of mud inside of some clean, crystal clear water, And then it was like, oh man, now I have to clean it out. And that's really what it is. When you get to be around, a bunch of positive people and you associate with positive people who take responsibility, it's amazing the effect that it can have. It's amazing. So I would say, Jeff, just commit to 15 minutes a day to start. 15 minutes a day. If you guys have a job, some of you guys I'm sure still have a job that you work, just commit to when you get in the car, listen to, an uplifting training. I mean, guys, MLSP is, if you go in the back office, you've got access to the podcast of the morning wake-up calls. I mean, those are 20 to 30 minutes right there, and there's always positive, uplifting things you can get from those wake-up calls. So listen to stuff in your car. Take advantage of that downtime. Rather than listening to talk radio or something, take advantage of that time and fill your brain with good positive things that are going to have a positive long-term effect on your life and in your business, okay? So Jonathan, 100,000% it matters. You speak the truth. Awesome, man. Yep, absolutely. All right, let's see. Yes, I agree, Dave. Dave Sharp, my buddy Dave Sharp. This stuff really is what should be taught to folk before anything else. It's so important. Guys, it is so important. It is so important. Absolutely, it's critical. It's absolutely critical. And it can make all the difference in your life, that's for sure. Okay, Brian Davis has a really good question here. And I need mindset in a bad way. I have a non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. I've been disabled since 1997, and my mindset is bad. Okay, here's the thing, Brian. Okay, and first off, I absolutely empathize with you on your situation. Okay, absolutely, and this is very critical. So many people don't realize that your mindset plays. It has an effect on your physical body. Now, I'm not saying that the issue you're having is because of bad mindset, whatever. Everybody, we're human beings. We're all susceptible to to having bad things happen to us. Nobody is immune from that. Okay, so I certainly don't sit here and say that I'm perfect either. By any means. But think about this. I want you guys to close your eyes for a second. I'm going to do a little exercise for you. Okay. Close your eyes. Now, what I want you to do is imagine yourself taking a lemon, okay? A lemon, okay? Now, imagine for a second that lemon, okay? Now, put it up to your nose and smell the lemon. Do this with me, guys, okay? Put the lemon up to your nose. Just imagine it for a second. You smell that lemon? You see that smell? Okay, now what I want you to do is take that lemon and take a knife and cut that lemon in half, okay? Now, take that cut lemon and put it up to your nose and squeeze it a little bit until you get the aroma coming out. Now, think about what that smell produces in your body. Do you get kind of like this little tightening up in your body? Do you get that tweak there? Okay, that is what happens when we have things in our brain, when we have things that are like a bad mindset or we carry negativity in our brain. It has literally a physical effect on our body, and it can manifest itself in many different ways, okay? So it's very important that we learn to fill our brains with good things. So, Brian, here's my here would be my answer to you. If you have a bad mindset, okay? If you have a bad mindset, there's only one way to overcome a bad mindset, okay? That's start filling your brain with positive things. Okay? I once heard a quote that said, for every negative thought or negative thing, it takes 7 positive things to overcome that one negative. Now, how powerful is that to really understand that? For every negative, it has to be overcome with 7 positives. Now, here's what I would exhort you, Brian, is get in there and start flooding your brain with positive, uplifting things, reading positive personal development books, associate with positive, uplifting people. Avoid and try and avoid the negative stuff. Because remember this, negative in, negative out. Garbage in, garbage out. It really, what you feed your brain can have a major effect in your life. Not only in a mental way, but also in a physical way. So definitely not saying that is related to your health situation, but certainly what we feed our brain can have an effect in many ways. Okay. Let's see. Thanks, Brian. What would it cost to work with you one-on-one? You know what? You can hit me up on Facebook. We can talk, man. Let's see here. What else we got? We'll see if we got some more questions here. Awesome. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are liking this stuff. Really, really glad. Okay, Crisscross Marketing Pros. What positive books would you recommend? Okay, if you guys don't have a pencil, write these books down. These are ones that I would definitely recommend. Number 1, the very first one is a very simple one. It's a very simple concept, but I can't remember it now. First, Think and Grow Rich. That's a fantastic book. If you're a spiritual person, read your spiritual books. Okay, those typically tend to be very positive. Think and Grow Rich. Let's see, what's another one? The Slight Edge. Okay, this book, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, is one of my favorite books of all time. Absolutely love the book, The Slight Edge. Okay, if you get that book and read it, I promise you that you will have some aha moments reading that book. Okay, it's very quick. You could probably read it in like 2 days' time. It's very easy read. It's very easily understood. But it's called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. You can find it on Amazon. You can get it, anywhere. Jeff Olson he's actually he owns a network marketing company. So really, really good book. Highly recommend it. Let's see, what's another book? The Five Major Pieces to the Life Puzzle by Jim Rohn. The Magic of Thinking Big. Those are just a few of the books that I would recommend that you check out. Okay, awesome stuff to read and get into. Let's see here. All right, let's see if you guys got some more questions here. All right. And what was the name of the book that you bought with your business partner bought for 10? Yeah, honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember. If you guys, for some of you on here, maybe you didn't hear our story when my business partner and I were broke. We really had no money. We had pooled our money together to make $10 to buy an ebook on the Warrior Forum. It was some book on SEO. It was some book on SEO. We were trying to get some knowledge on SEO. So, yeah, I don't even remember. I think the ebook really sucked anyway. I don't think we got much out of it. So, anyway, let's see here. All right. Any more questions, guys? I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight. I really do. There's a lot of webinars that MLSP makes available. But to be truthful with you, the webinars like on Wednesday night are fantastic. Some of the best training on lead generation in the industry. Hands down, I'll put them up against anybody's training anywhere in the industry. But here's the thing. What you guys are on tonight, the Total Transformation webinar, guys, this is the secret sauce. Personal development is the secret sauce that you need to be successful in your business. Okay, this is where it's at. And what I talked about tonight is so fundamental, but it's so critical to your success. It's so critical. That's why I wanted to talk about it. Maybe some of you guys on here have heard this before about taking responsibility. But I wanted to talk about it because your foundation on this has to be so strong. It has to be so strong. And it's so key to being successful in business and in life. So I really appreciate you guys coming on again, though. But, this is it's very, very, very important. Very, very important. And I hope you got a lot out of it. So any other questions, guys? If not, we'll wrap it up here a little bit early. And this has been a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun. And, you guys coming out, this just shows how committed you guys are to your business, because personal development is what leaders do. I challenge you, okay, right now, to go find me a leader in this industry of network marketing that is not into personal development. I challenge you. I highly doubt you're going to find it. Highly doubt it. I mean, if you find me somebody that openly says I'm not into personal development and they're making at least $50,000 a month, I mean, if you find that person and they I adamantly say it, I'll give you $100. I mean, seriously, because I don't think you'll find it. Leaders out there, leaders are readers. Leaders are people that really take their own personal development seriously. They're people that take their responsibility in their life seriously. So, all right, guys. Bam, bam, bam. Awesome. Great to see you guys out. Hope you have an awesome night. I appreciate your guys' time tonight. And we'll wrap up this webinar. You guys rock. Listen, always remember, check your back office. Make sure you tie in tomorrow night. We've got a really great webinar with Lena Bajorna. Lena is awesome. She's an incredible marketer. She's going to share some very valuable stuff on YouTube. I actually had the privilege of chatting with her yesterday. We talked for about an hour, just reviewed some things, talked about YouTube, and she's really on the up and up. She knows what she's doing. It's going to be a really, really good training webinar. Highly recommend you get out to it and check it out. And guys, if you have the opportunity to get on the MLSP morning wake-up calls, phenomenal stuff. The wake-up calls are awesome. It's just a great little burst of personal development. Usually they go about 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes a little longer, but really good stuff. If you have the ability to take advantage of those wake-up calls, get on them. And if you don't, you've always got access to the podcasts in the back office. So make sure you take advantage of that. And the sky's the limit, guys. You all rock. I'll be on the fan page for a little bit more. If you want to post anything, I'll certainly be there to answer it. You guys rock. And this webinar is a wrap. See you around the community.